Hi Victoria.
Hi Paul. Tell me about the best article spinning software.
I personally use the best spinner and I think it's the best one out there. To try it out, there's a download link in this tutorial. So you can see we have our article pasted in there and on top there's a couple auto tools. What most people consider article spinning is just loading an article, hitting auto select and be done with it. In reality, that method of spinning isn't of decent quality, plus it's not very original, so don't take any shortcuts and learn to do it properly.
How to spin sentences.
Spinning sentences is just writing sentences that have the same meaning but in a different way. It's like copying your mate's homework but rewriting it so you don't get caught. Not like we haven't done that before, eh? You can see we have two different sentences for the first sentence about payday loans. To write it out in spinning format, first put a curly bracket, separate the two options with a pipe symbol and close it with another curly bracket. In the Spun Article tab, you can preview the different variation outcomes. You can add more if you like, but just make sure to separate it out with the pipe symbol. You need to add at least 2 alternative sentences for every original sentence in your article. Once you're done writing out the sentences, click the Publish tab and then on Generate and Compare. So we created 50 articles and it'll compare them to show you the percent uniqueness. The higher the number, the more unique it is. Since we're spinning a sentence level, the range of percent uniqueness will be quite spread out. You can see we have some around 30 to 40 and then some at 80 and 90, but we want to see more 90s. Now we'll spin words and phrases to increase the originality.
How to spin words and phrases.
Spinning at the phrase and word level isn't all that difficult. The best spinner can help you out, so if you highlight a phrase, it will bring up some alternative suggestions if you're stuck. Sometimes it doesn't come up with the best suggestions, so just track your brain a bit to come up with better ones. They should be used more as a guideline, so you'll still have to exercise your mind. Can't be too lazy. As you highlight certain phrases, look through the list, pick out the ones that are good and select those. It might be better to change just one word in a phrase and not the entire phrase. In some cases, you could find a word or phrase that isn't necessary but still makes sense with the rest of the sentence. To make them optional, add a bracket at the beginning, a pipe at the end and a bracket to close it. If you preview the spun article and go through the different versions, the optional phrase comes up randomly. So that's another way to increase the uniqueness. Phrase and word spinning is pretty simple. All you have to do is make sure the alternative words make sense. When you're done, it should look something like this. To check the uniqueness of the articles, click on Generate and Compare to see the results. Remember, the higher the percentage, the better. On the table you'll notice that we have more numbers in the 90s, 80s and 70s, much better than the 30s and 40s we were getting with just sentence spinning. We can gain an even higher percentage once we start adding in links, pictures and videos.
How to spin images and videos.
First up, images. You can actually spin all the elements in an HTML code like alignment, border, alt text and image source. One extra step I took with my HTML code was moving around the elements so that you make even more combinations. It increases uniqueness, looks good to Google and is pleasing to the reader. You can download the spin code under the tutorial. For this example, I'm going to look for an image on Google Images and some alt tags to include. You can do this 2 ways. With or without Scrubbox. These are the steps for without Scrubbox. Number 1. Search for your keyword on Google Images. Number 2. Make sure to look for small size photos. Number 3. Pick however many photos you want. Number 4. Open in a new tab the full size of each picture. Download the URL Lister plugin, which will automatically pull up all the URLs of the tabs you have open and copy it. Paste them into Best Spinner. Click Spin Together, no to the pop-up and insert the results into our RC. So that's how you do it without Scrubbox, but if you've got it, you can do this much faster with more images. Let's jump quickly over to Scrubbox to see how that's done. In Scrubbox, go up to Add-ons and click on Google Image Grabber. If you don't see it, just show available add-ons and install it there. In the new window, enter your keyword, how many images you want, and remember the size has to be small. Click Locate Image URLs, and there you have it, a whole list of URLs in a matter of seconds. Way faster than clicking on each and every single picture on the web. Once you got your list, click Export and save the file. Open up the file, copy and paste it back into Best Spinner like we did before. Spin them together and insert that into the source. Now that we got our sources taken care of, we need to finish the alt tags. To do this in Best Spinner, just type out your keyword, highlight it and select some alternative words. Copy the list and paste it into the alt tag section. The better method to do this is with Scrubbox, so jump back over there and open up the keyword scraper. Type in some keywords, check all the source boxes and click Scrape. It will come back with a nice list of keywords that you can use for the alt tags. Once again, copy and paste the list into Best Spinner, spin together, hit No and paste the list into the alt tag section. Everything probably looks like a huge mess, but actually we have a really nice list of sources and alt tags to mix it up. Organized chaos. We want the old embed code, so check that and copy and paste the code into Notepad. You'll see the video ID in there a couple times, so we need to rebuild this code in Excel to make it work for spinning. Go back to the Excel spreadsheet, click on the YouTube URL and highlight everything up to and including the equal sign. Find and replace this part of the URL with nothing, so all you're left with are the video IDs. To rewrite the codes, we have to copy and paste parts of the code in the appropriate columns. Don't get this messed up or your codes won't work. Column 1 is the first part of the old embed code up until the first video ID. Column 2 is the video ID that we singled out earlier. Column 3 is the up to the second video ID. Column 4 is the video ID, so copy and paste the second column into the fourth. Column 5 is the rest of the embed code. Once you're all done, you can click Spun Article to see what we got. Now that we got images all taken care of, we can start spinning videos. Go to YouTube and search for your keyword. I used to open all the videos in different tabs, but if you use the Firefox plugin called Copy URLs Expert, you can highlight the videos, right-click and copy the URLs with the plugin. Do this for a couple pages and paste all the links into an Excel spreadsheet so we can sort it out and get rid of the unwanted links. Click on Sort from A to Z and delete all the links until you get one with the watch like these. Next, highlight the URLs and click on Remove Duplicates to narrow it down more. Now we got the URLs, the next step is getting all the embed codes. So open up one video, click Share and then Embed. Remember to fill down the entire column so it looks like this. In column G, add up the rows so A1, B1, C1, D1, E1 and fill that one down. To check what it looks like, just copy one of them from column G and paste it into Notepad. If you compare it with the original old embed code, they should be fairly similar. So to use those codes in the Best Spinner, copy all the codes in column G and paste that in a new article. Click Spin Together, No again to the pop-up and it'll spin everything for you. Now that that's all done, you have an article spun at the word, phrase and sentence level, the images and videos. We got all the pieces, all that's left to do is to put it together. There's no hard and fast rule to adding the videos and images, but it's better to randomize it as possible. To make the image or video appear randomly between paragraphs, open the bracket at the end of the paragraph, add the pipe and close the bracket at the beginning of the next paragraph. Now grab your image code we made earlier and paste it after the pipe. If you check what the spun article looks like, sometimes an image comes up and sometimes it doesn't. For videos, it's essentially the same thing. At the end of the paragraph, open the bracket, add the pipe and some space, then close the bracket. Grab the video code and insert it after the pipe. So that's how to add the image and video codes into the article, but you can do one more thing to make it more unique, by showing either a video or an image or nothing. Open a bracket at the beginning of the image code, enter a pipe and paste the video code. Close it with a bracket and then copy that whole thing and paste it in between a paragraph. When you preview the article, you'll see that sometimes an image comes up, sometimes a video and sometimes nothing. That will do wonders for our uniqueness, so check our numbers. Hit publish and generate and compare 50 articles to bring up the chart. Look at that. Most of our numbers are in the high 80s and 90s, which is the best outcome we want for article spinning. Remember, the most important thing is for our articles to pass human moderation, so the more unique it is, the more natural it is. Write dialogue here. There's a couple more ways to make our articles even more original. Number 1. Make entire paragraphs optional. Number 2. Make whole sentences optional. Number 3. Spin bullet point lists, the content in the lists, headings and different font styles. Really, there's just an unlimited amount of possibilities, so don't be afraid to get creative. The more ways you can think of, the better. The way to make sentences or entire paragraphs optional is exactly the same for what we did with the images and videos. You should have a good idea of what that process is like by now. Open a bracket at the beginning of the paragraph or sentence, put a pipe at the end and close it with another curly bracket. To see the % uniqueness, generate and compare articles again. Still you see a bunch of 80s and 90s, although there's a 70 here and there, which is still not good enough, but that'll improve once we add in our links and anchor text.
How to add links.
Open up a new article and type out the HTML code for our money site URL. For the anchor text, you can look up similar words to your target keyword. If you remember, we did that for word spinning, so you can take those ones and paste it into our code. Using similar keywords will make the anchor text look natural and flow well with the article. There is the option to spin naked URLs, which I personally don't do, but you can if you want. To avoid disturbing the feel of the article, you can add the naked URL in brackets after the keywords. It's not really the best way to do it, but it gives the reader a point of reference as well. You can even add some text before the URL, like checkout, visit and see. Spin all those together to make it the link to the money site. If you hit preview, you'll see that sometimes it'll have the naked URL and sometimes it'll have the anchor URL. Place that code into the article where you see your target keyword and spin the article to see the money site link appearing with either naked or anchor URL. One thing to keep in mind is that you don't want to add links to just your money site. It's important to link other relevant websites to help make your backlinks stronger. I'm going to show you how to do that in Scriptbox, so jump over there. These are the steps to find new URLs in Scriptbox. Number 1. Enter in title keywords. Mine are payday loan and cash advance loan. Number 2. Select your search engine and the number of results you want. Number 3. Once it brings back your results, delete duplicates and copy the URLs in clipboard. Head back to Best Spinner, paste that into a new article and spin all those URLs together. Add the HTML code in the beginning and we can paste the anchor text options in that we found earlier to complete our contextual links. What we want to do next is make the contextual links optional, so add a curly bracket in the beginning, a pipe at the end and close it with another bracket. To spread this throughout the article, look for the targeted keywords and just replace it with all the contextual link code. If you see any other keywords or common phrases in the article, you should scrape relevant websites and add those in for more contextual links. So now that we have finished putting in all our links, images and videos, we can compare the uniqueness again to get an overview of what doing all that does for our originality. Excellent. There are lots more high 80s and 90s in our final comparison, which is really great. The longer your article is, the more uniqueness it will generate. Since this example was only 200 words with a few images and videos, imagine what your results will be with a 500-word article using 50 or 60 images and videos with lots more links.
How can I download the Best Spinner?
You can download it from www.thebestspinner.co or click on the link in video description.
Thank you for your time, Paul.
You're welcome, Victoria.